Alright, this is the first example, and we are going to learn how to write a weekly schedule and format it. But first, we need to learn some basics, so let's start. When you open the software, you'll see a page like this. So you can create a blank workbook, or you can open one of the recently opened workbooks. In this case, I am going to open a blank workbook, so I click on it. This is what a blank workbook looks like, which consists of different parts. For example, we have the quick access toolbar, which you can put the tools you use frequently in there. We have the menu bar, which consists of different tabs, and each tab has its own tools. For example, in the home menu, you can edit your data, or in the formula tab, you can select your formula. Or in the Insert tab, you can draw a chart. Don't worry, I will explain them all in the future. In the down left corner, you can see the sheets. By default, when you open a blank workbook, Excel has only one sheet. By clicking on the plus button, you can add a new sheet. See, a new sheet with the name Sheet 2 is created. In the right down corner, you can zoom in and zoom out to your sheet. By clicking on the plus and minus buttons, you can zoom in and zoom out. But to be honest, I won't use this at all because there is a shortcut for zooming in and zooming out. By holding the control key down and using the mouse scroll wheel, you can easily zoom in and zoom out. Okay, let's explain the most important thing, which are cells. In Excel, we have lots of cells and we input our data into them. If you select one cell with your mouse, you'll see it gets a green border around it, and it means this cell is active cell and you can enter your information in it. In Excel, we have rows and columns, which has been named with numbers and letters. Each cell has its own address. For example, if you select this cell, it is D4, which gets its name from the intersection of the column letter and row number. In this area, you can see the cell address too. For example, if I select another cell, you can see that the address inside the box changed too. For selecting multiple cells, you just need to select the first cell, and while you are pressing the left key on your mouse, drag to other cells. If you want to select an entire column, you just need to hover your mouse over the column name, and when the mouse cursor shape changes to this, click on it. You can do the same for selecting the entire row. Hover your mouse over the row number, and when the mouse cursor shape changes to this, click on it. See? The entire row now is selected. If you want to select multiple columns, you need to select the first column and then drag it. It's the same for selecting the multiple row too. So here's the question. How can I select some columns which are not beside each other? For example, I want to select columns B and E. For selecting multiple columns which are not beside each other, first select the first column and hold the control key down, and while the control key is down, select other columns. Now I want to show you how to enter data inside the cell. First select the cell. How to know which cell is selected? Exactly, the one that has the green border. Okay, when the cell is selected, you just need to start typing. For example, I write my name, Saeed Faal, and then I press enter on the keyboard. When you press enter, Excel automatically select the blue cell. But if you want to select a cell around it, you can use the arrow keys. Or you can select another cell with the help of your mouse. If you want to edit your information in the cell, you just need to double click on the cell and then edit your information. For example, I remove my last name, and when I am done, I press enter. If I want to delete the information inside the cell, I select the cell and then press the delete key on the keyboard. Now, I want to edit the cell with the help of the font group inside the Home tab. For example, I want to change the font of the cell, so I click on this rectangle and then I select a different font. Or if you know the name of your font, you can directly type the name of the font here. In this case, I type Arial and press enter. From here, you can change the font size. If you click on the B letter, it will make your content bold. If you want to change the color of your font, you need to click on this rectangle and select your desired color. Here I choose the blue color. And if you want to change the cell color, you need to click on this rectangle. So maybe you ask why I'm not clicking on the bucket. If you click on the bucket, the cell will get the color of the bucket. Bucket color right now is yellow, so if I click on it, the cell color will become yellow. But if you click on the rectangle, you can choose a different color. In the alignment section, you can adjust the cell content alignment. For a better view, let me make the cell size a little bigger. The three above icons adjust content vertically, and the three blue contents are for horizontal adjustment. Sometimes the content in the cell is bigger than the cell size. For example, I write learning Excel is easy. As you see, I just can see learning X and the rest of it is not visible. So for adjusting the cell size, there are some different methods, but the easiest one is to hover your mouse between column C and D headers. Then when the mouse cursor shape changes to this, double click on it. See, Excel automatically adjusts the column size, and right now you can see the entire content. But if you want to adjust the column size manually, you just need to hover your mouse between the header of C and D columns again, and when its shape changes to this, drag and drop it to the desired column size. Now assume I give you a text like this. In order to adjust the size of the columns, we will not select the columns one by one like before. This time we select all the columns and then move the mouse between one of the columns headers. And when the mouse cursor looks like this, we double click on it. And you see that all the columns are adjusted correctly just by one click. Here comes the question, what if I want all the columns to be the same size? Okay, first select all the columns that you want to have the same size, and this time instead of double clicking, you need to drag and drop. What is important, which column you should drag? For example, if I drag the age column, I tell Excel to make all the columns to the size of the age column. See, some columns content are not visible, so I press Ctrl Z to undo that. For being sure that all the content will be visible after adjusting, it's better to select the column which has the largest content. In this case, the D column has the largest content, so I increase the column size a little bit. Now I am telling Excel to adjust all the columns to this size. If I drag it a little more, I am telling Excel to increase them to this size. Alright, now all the columns have the same size, and most importantly, every content is visible. I don't like the header of this list. It's better that we put it in the middle. You can write it down in the middle manually, or select all the cells above the list, and then by clicking on the Merge and Center button, you can merge all the selected cells into one cell. See, all the cells are merged into one cell and its content is in the center of the cell. So if you want to unmerge your cell, you just need to select your cell and then click on the Merge and Center button, which has been highlighted. Now it's your turn. I want you to format this weekly schedule like this. The download link is in the description. Since it's the first example, let me format it myself. And when I am done, it's your turn to format it. So, do you know what should we do at the first step? Exactly. We have to adjust the size of the columns. So first, I select all the columns and then double click on one of the separator lines. Okay, now compare both tables. The first difference is the header of the tables. It has been merged and has purple font color, and the cell color is pink. So I select all the cells in the range and click on Merge and Center. Then I change the font color to purple. And I change the cell color to pink. But I don't see any pink color here. For adding a new color, you should press on the More Color option, and here you can select your desired color. I want pink, so I select it and press OK. In the formatted table, I see the weekend and the student of mechanics are merged, so I merge them too. And also the direction of student of mechanics is vertical. So I select the cell and then on the alignment group, I click on alignment and select rotate text up. Another difference that I see is that some of the cells are bold, so I select them and then bold them. Don't forget to hold the control key down to select the cells that are not beside each other. Empty times have a light green background, so I select them and make them green. And also all the fonts except the header are dark green, so I select them all and change the font to green. Alright, everything looks good except one thing. Can you tell me what is it? The formatted table has border. For adding border, first select all the cells and then in the font group, click on the rectangle of the border icon. Then you can choose different types of border. But in this case, I want a full border, so I select on all border icon and see, border will add to your table. Now both tables look like each other, but still need some adjustment. First, let me set the same size for all the columns. So I select all the columns. Which column is best for adjusting? The one that has the largest content, column E. I'm not double clicking, I am dragging. If I double click on it, it would be like this. But if I drag, I am telling Excel to set this size for all the columns. Okay, all the columns have same size, and I have to align these cells at center vertically and horizontally. And let me decrease this column's size. Okay, now they look identical. See, learning Excel is so easy. And the download link of all the files is in the description. Since I haven't uploaded all the videos yet, please subscribe and hit the bell button, which YouTube will inform you of new release. And most importantly, you have to watch all the videos respectively. I mean, if you watched first lesson, don't jump to the third lesson. You have to watch second lesson first, because in each lesson, I'm explaining the requirement for next lesson. Oh my god, how many lessons did I say? Okay guys, I see you in next lesson.